Do you know what I want to really know?
Mm.
When the R rate for relationship is going to be less than 1.
What do you mean?
What is the R rate for the corona? It means that it's the rate that one person can infect other people, right?
Yeah, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
So we know that when it comes to relationships, we are at, I don't know, 1:4. Like, what is the ratio of one man to women?
To women.
So I want to know when that R rate is going to be 1 or less.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Hey, you don't think so?
No.
Oh my God.
I really genuinely do not think so. Like, Brent, are you still single? You are. Brent, what are you waiting for exactly?
Yo, you know Brent doesn't want to be in these conversations. Don't include him.
No, but it's interesting because, like, you know, here we are.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot. Like, how many single women do you know?
Yeah, number.
How many single men do you know?
Very few. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know, like, when the R rate is gonna be less than 1.
I think Brent's the only single guy I know.
No, I think they are.
Who else?
I
You've never
wouldn't
told
name
me.
them.
You've never told me.
Yeah, but it's single guys who are like, you know, just out here enjoying their options or, you know, whatever. But anyway, welcome to Girlies Guys Season 3. Yay! Yay. I think you need a little bit more enthusiasm.
What do you mean? My yay. Do you know?
Yo, yeah. What's the song?
My yay. Your yay is not my yay or something.
What's the song? What's it called?
Your yay is not my yay or something.
Yeah.
Is it my yay is not your
Yeah.
yay?
No, that's Burner. But anyway, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes,
I'm
so
good.
welcome to season 3 of Girlies Guys
Yay!
podcast. Yeah, I love that. Yay.
No, that's not true.
With me,
That's past come and gone.
Natasha,
And Xolie.
and I sometimes go by Nat.
I sometimes go by Michelle.
Yes. And if you are tuning in for the very first time, we are Girl in Skies podcast. This is our season 3.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, we have good conversations. I'd like to think that they're good. And
They're fun for us. for
yeah,
sure.
we're African girls out here in the UK.
Girls from Bulawayo.
Girls from Bulawayo, not Bulawayo.
Yeah.
The beautiful city,
Bulawayo.
the beautiful city of Bulawayo in Zimbabwe. But yeah, and welcome to our first time listeners. This will be like episode 50 something, so definitely recommend that you guys go back and watch our episodes.
Listen back.
Yeah. And guys,
Where should people start? Like what?
episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I love like so for example, like during the break. So we've been on a break. I was like getting into like shows that I just hadn't had a chance to watch, like on YouTube and stuff. And also podcasts. Like I was listening to the Filling Station. The Feeling
I tried.
Station.
The
I don't
Feeling
know-
Station.
The Feeling.
Yeah,
My accent.
Feeling.
The Feeling Station.
Yeah.
Hosted by Tinto. Like I am loving that. Like I'm catching up from
Yeah.
episode 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I
listened to
love
few.
it. Yeah. Like it's basically people like talking their L's.
Yeah, I found it quite traumatic because I was just thinking, gosh, you know, when people like are talking about their experiences, I think sometimes, you know, it's quite harsh and it's quite like, gosh, people go through so much. And I suppose for them it's an opportunity and somebody holds that space for them to kind of like, you know, go through things, talk about things, digest things. But for me, I sometimes, and I get that with books sometimes, where somebody's talking about a traumatic experience, and maybe for them they've healed from that. But I feel like it's so fresh. I'm like, gosh, I don't particularly want to. So I listened to a few of the episodes, but I haven't pursued.
Yeah, no, but it just makes you think like people relationships are interesting. But anyway, shout out to Tinto, the guy who hosts the show. I spoke to him a few days ago, and actually well, fingers crossed. Like he kind of presented an opportunity to us, but we can't talk about it because it's not yet confirmed.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But shout out to him and shout out to Musa Wenkosi who made that introduction. Musa Wenkosi, the photographer. So thank you so much. Talking about books.
Mm.
So like we interviewed Usunyati,
Yes.
right? Sunyati, the author of Gold Diggers, a few episodes before our season finale. And at the time when we interviewed her, I was like a few chapters in. I think I was like on chapter 6 or so. Yeah, and I mean, I already knew that it was a great book, but I just had not finished it. And we were so busy at the time. So during the break, I was just like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me catch up on, the Gold Diggers. So I was listening to it on like via Audible. Literally, like I was consumed by that book for like 48 hours. Like I couldn't stop listening to it. And it was the first time in a while. So with me, I will say that in terms of books in the last 4 or so years, I've kind of turned to like autobiographical books and like non-fiction books. Those are my go-to because I kind of fell out of love with fiction, right? After reading a certain book.
Which will remain nameless.
But I want to go. But then like reading her book reignited my love.
Really?
That feeling when you wake up,
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to finish the chapter.
Yeah.
And we were in August, we've been doing like this walking, running challenge, whatever, right? So on one of my walks, I literally listened to the book to the end, and at the end, I was walking and I was like crying, and I literally I clapped, and these people looked at me. Then I had to explain. I was like, oh, I've just finished listening to a really good book. They were like, oh wow, but I was just like, I was like, Sunyati is a legend.
She really is. Like, oh my God, that book was just amazing. Like, I don't even know how long it took me to finish it. But the fact that it's just, again, it's the reality of so many people.
Yeah.
There's so many stories that kind of, touched me in different ways, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for her. This will be her 3rd book, which is being released on the 1st of October. So just literally next week. And she's already said to us that she's going to come and we're going to talk about it.
Really?
So I'm really, really excited for that.
No.
I can't wait.
Yo, I loved it. I was so hard. Like, I want us to talk about it again. Like Dumsani.
Yeah.
And Christine.
I know.
And like, when he was like to Christine, oh, missing her and thinking, oh, you can have the kids. I'll also come to the UK. And then he had the accident. Then now the wife is there. And it's just like, people are victims of situations,
Yeah. And oh my God. So, talking about books.
Yeah.
There is this book that I absolutely loved. I tell you, it made me believe in love. It's by, what's the name of that author? Bola. What's the name of that book? The one that we read.
Love in Color.
Love in Color. It's by Bola.
Abiola.
It's not Abiola, please. This girl.
I know who you mean.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's just so amazing. I think you loved it as well, didn't you? What did you love about it?
Did she read
Nothing.
it?
Yeah, she read it. So I listened to it on Audible, and I loved it so much. I got the book. It is just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. Like, I thoroughly recommend that you kind of read that too. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's a collection of short stories, which I tend not to kind of enjoy because I love, finishing something.
Yeah.
But it's a collection of short stories, and the end is just literally, you are left to kind of imagine like what goes on here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book.
Ooh.
Love it, love it, love it. But
yeah.
So
talking of love, do you want to set this up? Oh no, I guess. What happened? I think on our Instagram live, not on Instagram live, on our Instagram story. So guys,
Yeah.
follow us on Instagram, Gellens Guys. What happened? I don't know how
So-
it came about soulmate.
So I think,
Oh, okay. I put a throwback
yeah.
of an episode that we did about would you date a guy whose best friend is a girl,
Mm.
right? So like on our Instagram story, like people were responding like, oh no, some people like, yeah, some people can be platonic friends. And then we shared like a clip of Bobby Brown and his wife Alicia, who were previous best friends when he was married to Whitney, but are now, Bobby says that's his soulmate
Yeah.
and stuff, right? So it then I think we did then started talking about like that. Then actually there was somebody who you had an exchange with
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I was like, we need to read this because basically, although we shouldn't identify who it is, but you asked him like, so he was talking about the relationship that he's in now,
Yeah. Oh my
right?
God.
and basically,
Let me tell you about this relationship.
Woo!
Hey, amen. Amen. I think for me, that is kind of what kind of really, I was like intrigued. I was like, wait a minute. Is this a guy?
Yeah,
A girl, maybe. And then he started talking. So basically, he responded to something that you posted saying that
Yeah.
dating a partner with a best friend is getting in the way of soulmates,
yeah,
right? And then you were like, thoughts. And he's like, actually, I don't agree with this. And then he kind of talked about, a soulmate must be aware that my relationship with my best friend is platonic. So he just kind of responded to that. Then I said to him, I was like, can you have more than one soulmate? And then we kind of had a bit of an exchange. But basically, so I asked him, I was like, what makes you think that this person that you're with is your soulmate?
yeah.
Let me read you this.
Hey.
First of all, there's a strong attraction that I have towards her. It's such a powerful, overwhelming feeling. As irresistible as the tide. I mean, this guy must be a poet. He's like, however, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels homely, safe, trustworthy. And he went on to say that although they haven't known each other for a long time, his inner being somehow attests to having known and being known by this person all his life. He's like, there's a divine sense of purpose about this relationship. I've never felt that way about anyone I've been interested in romantically. Described a few of his other relationships, but he feels like this one is written in the stars. He's like, I feel a grand sense of divine wholeness about being in a relationship with this person. He then he talked about how their values and interests are all very much the same. There's an agreeableness and how do you say this word? Convergence that I could never manufacture with anyone out of pretense. I was just like, wow, And then he goes on to talk about the other thing is issue of healing from childhood traumas. I've never been one to cultivate savior complex or anything of that sort. But I have seen myself show up for her in ways that I've never done for other people.
Hey. Do you know what? When I saw that, like, I loved when it's like there is this divine sense of purpose about this relationship. But it was just so cool, like, reading a guy really like describe, and I was like, that's what I want. He's like, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels homely. It feels safe. We don't try. There's a sense of purpose. I was like, hey.
Man.
And we're like, please, can we share this? And yeah, so guys, hey, I was like, hey, whoever this lady is,
she's a proper like.
She is blessed, but you know what? I was like, hey, do you believe love?
Listen,
I can hear you.
I think the thing as well is that like you hear so many women talking about their relationships, about how they love this person that they're with. And to hear a man, like for me, I even said to him, I was like, you know what, you are reigniting love within me, because to hear you as a guy kind of articulate this in such a powerful way about someone, not about a car. Not a Maserati, because that's what they do. They talk about. That's when you hear guys talk about passionately about something,
football.
it's about football, Arsenal. That's when
Yeah.
that's when you see
Cards,
all that
yeah.
emotion, the rage, the love, the
Yeah.
anger come out. It comes out and in very distinct time frames. You know, like
Yeah.
they score a goal, you see the joy, the elation.
Yeah.
They don't, or somebody trips up and you feel the disappointment. But to
Mm.
have somebody talk about their woman,
Oh God, that was so beautiful. May you guys experience that your partner talks about you in such passionate ways and writes paragraphs
yeah,
about you.
yeah.
We all deserve that.
Don't
Hey,
we all,
you.
guys?
Instead of-
Meanwhile, here we are nursing heartbreaks.
It-
Send
Are
man.
you nursing heartbreak, babe?
I think I was. I think I
Yeah.
did, but not anymore. I went through the emotions.
Okay.
Send me money.
Is that how it will be nursed? No, you gotta go through some days, are not like others. But
Yeah, indeed.
It's the going through it
Indeed.
that counts. Okay, so before we go to so this episode wanted to touch on some of the dilemmas that people had sent us.
Yeah.
Apologies again that last season we didn't get a chance to to do dilemmas, but we're gonna pick some and also mix it with some things that we found interesting. But before that, someone sent us an email. Daniel sent us an email on so michaelandskies@gmail.com. And he wanted us to wish a happy birthday to Shemaine. Shemaine is turning 30. Daniel says that she listens to the pod. Shemaine's birthday is on the 26th. Oh, so that's tomorrow. But Shemaine, when you hear this, it'll be after the 26th because we're putting out the episode after the 26th. But in any case, happy belated
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Do you know who else's birthday it was? It was Mkudze's birthday from Sadza in the morning.
Oh, yes,
Happy
yes,
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
King Kano.
36th birthday, MK.
No, I don't think he's that old. I think he's in
No,
his
Nick.
20s.
No, he is.
Oh.
But Nick was it's his 36th
Oh,
birthday. So
really?
I believe Nick.
Oh, okay,
You know.
okay.
Yeah.
I think there's shout outs to September babies as well. And guys, if you want to shout out birthday, congratulations or whatever, just email us, michaelinskies@gmail.com, and we'll shout out your person. Also, if you'd like us to play a voice note of you shouting out someone, please, the best way to do it is via Instagram. At Galen Skies. So Instagram allows you via the DMs for you to send a voice note.
Yeah.
So if you send a voice note, we will try and play it in the next episode.
Yeah.
And shout out for anything. Doesn't have to be birthday. Can be congratulations. Can be I'm proud of you or whatever. So
Also, if you want to hit up that ex, just to say, yeah, I'm over you. So we'll accept those two.
do you want to do that now?
No.
Okay. All right. No,
Do you?
I thought the spirit was moving.
Do
and,
you? Do you want to hit anybody up?
No, there's absolutely nobody that I want to
No?
hit up. Nope.
Anyone that you stopped talking to that you were like,
So we're moving on to the dilemmas.
don't cut me off.
So let's see. Okay.
Can you answer the question?
Okay.
Can you answer
the
answer
Wendy
the question
Williams
first?
Should we start with the Wendy Williams?
Can you answer the question first?
Should we start with the Wendy Williams?
Are you still talking to Demi?
Should we start with?
Are you still talking to that person you're not
Should-
meant to be
should-
talking
should
to?
we-
You've been very quiet, actually.
Huh?
Are you still talking to that person you're not meant to be talking to?
What do you mean? Did they get back to you? I thought
No.
they were supposed to do something for episode 50.
No.
So, anyway, it is what it is.
Do we need to talk about this?
No, there's nothing to talk
Okay.
about. Although I am very upset.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would it take to get forgiveness for that person? Like, what does that person need to do to? Because we know that he listens,
I don't know if he still listens.
or we don't know. But
Yeah.
okay, what does he need to do?
Nothing, because he doesn't care. So
Okay. So if he was to prove to you that he cared,
he doesn't have to. It doesn't matter.
okay.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I just I hope that the energy that he puts out, he gets back tenfold.
Wow, that's deep.
No, whatever that is.
Okay.
I'm sure he puts out good energy.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know I hate people who like my pet hate is people who are inconsistent with comms. Like that is honestly that is like my number one hate.
Yeah.
Like of anyone like who is inconsistent or like I don't know like I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know. It really is very annoying. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the dialogue.
Get her out.
Good vibes and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, so which one should we start with?
Start with the Wendy.
Okay, so Wendy Williams. So I saw something on Instagram, right? Let's see if I can play this, and we'll talk about this. I hope this will work.
How you doing, Wendy?
Very well, Allison. How can I help you?
So, Wendy, the other day I was out getting takeout from a restaurant and I spotted my married friend, and she was in a long embrace with a man that wasn't her husband.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know her husband very well, but I don't think I could talk to him about it. But do you think I should confront my friend and tell her that I saw her?
Well, what is a married friend? I don't know what that is.
She is a woman who has a husband.
Married friend.
Yeah, she's married.
Okay.
She has a ring on her finger.
Okay. How long you been friends with her?
Probably about 2 years.
Long enough. Did she see you?
She didn't see me. I got out of there immediately. Like it was awkward and I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of hightailed it out of there.
So don't say.
Okay. So before we I just cut off the part where Wendy interjects. What do you think? Like if somebody. So the reason I picked this is because there's so many emails that we have that are very similar. Oh, I know so and so messing with da 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 da. What should I say?
Mind your own.
Yes.
Mind your own business. But can you imagine
Yeah.
this woman kind of saying, they were in a long embrace.
Yeah.
Huh? Even if they were in a long kiss, or if she saw them, in a long anything, it's none of your business. You just carry yourself out of there and you continue.
So I think, so I agree. It's none of your business. So in this case, she's been friends for 2 years. She definitely
not even
has
a long enough
She definitely
relationship.
has no business. She's not friends with the husband. That's again mind your complete business. Act as if you did not see this thing. However, I did think say if you saw me.
I was about to say if I saw you, I would ask you. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I would ask you. Natasha in a compromising. Listen,
Yeah.
I would bring alcohol and we would sit down and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so I think it depends on the
Level of the
relationship that you have. I definitely wouldn't put it on myself to now be the police.
Yeah.
To now be trying to,
Because who died and made you the measuring stick of this is a lot. This is how long an embrace should be. This is how long anything should be. It's none of your business.
Even if I saw people kissing, I will act. I'll be Stevie Wonder to it all. I will go, but it then depends on the level of friendship, and you need to check your motivation. What is your motive of even asking? Because some people it's just they just love Indaba, they love stories, right? The motivation is not right. But I know, if I had people that I consider sisters, maybe I would ask to be actually let this be a safe space. Okay. What are you not happy in your situation? Is this a new situation?
It doesn't necessarily need to mean that you're unhappy.
No. We can talk about it. Because people are very. You just need to give that space to people.
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, I know that Xolie will not judge me,
Mm,
right?
mm.
Like, but if you do think maybe I'm doing something that will be really detrimental, you will be like, okay, I hear you, but just look out for
Mm.
ABC. But otherwise,
I think I think there's an element that, you know, with your friends or people that you are close to, you know, there's a chance that if I'm in a relationship or something and I am seen giving a long embrace to somebody else, there's a chance that I've already said to you or said to somebody that I trust, oh yeah, you know what, I'm seeing so and so tomorrow, you know. And then so this person in this situation, I feel like they don't really have a good friendship.
No,
I
this
don't think
person
so.
just likes
Utandindaba.
yeah. It's just like, mind your business.
Yeah,
like,
mind your own.
Like, you look at your own relation. Like, I am team mind your own. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. So it's, you know, it seems like there's a slight theme of cheating, but do you think like there's ever when is it okay to kind of to cheat? Okay, maybe I'm not asking this question right.
Yeah.
Say you are in a relationship with somebody, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys are just struggling along, you know, but you love each other because love is important and all that jazz. You know my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But then maybe this person, maybe your other half, then meets somebody who is kind of wealthy or has got money or is doing well for themselves.
Right.
And you start benefiting from that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, all of a sudden you're sleeping when you're in your home, you've got Egyptian cotton, you know, the 500
200
thread,
threads.
you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're shopping from Waitrose, you know, so you're getting, so what, like, how would you take that?
So I don't think, no, I wouldn't accept that. I don't think it's okay. Say if my partner was cheat, no, absolutely not. I would rather cheat.
You'd rather be the cheater and he'd be the cheaty.
Benefit. But no, like, I'm like.
So, but wait, so if you're in that situation,
yeah,
would you then, would the benefits of this outside relationship, would that kind of then come into the relationship that you have with your partner? Like,
no, to be honest,
like would you invest? Like if this guy gave you £1,000 and then putting up as a city, oh, you know, I think £50 or something, you know, would he benefit from your gains?
No, because to be honest, the whole situation is messy. I just don't think I would not become, like, I would be hot stepping out of that situation.
Oh, really?
Like no, because we're creating our own world. Like don't. However, so like I'm saying, like your questions, I'm like, what? But we've heard of situations where maybe this is stereotypical, but maybe where a young lady will date a really old man.
Yeah.
Right. But she has, you know, her partner maybe who is her day one, right? And maybe the partner knows that, okay, it is what it is, and then they're benefiting from the guy, you know, the old guy's money. There's situations where, not even being funny, where people go abroad and, you know, they marry people, sort out their paperwork, right? And 5 years later, bring their day one from home.
Yeah.
It in a way, we don't think of it like that, but actually maybe in that person's mind, you know, maybe they've agreed and said, okay, this is the way that I can sort out. This is the way I can get my green card. This is the way, you know, and then that
I like the way you went to green cards first.
Or whatever. No, I'm thinking of 90 Day Fiance.
Okay.
This is where I can get my green card. By the way, if someone wants to give me a green card. that is my number one wish. But anyway, yeah. So the situations like that have happened, and the person may be at home or whatever knows that my dude is there getting married. We're gonna plow through for 5 years. Then after 5 years, he's gonna be a British citizen, American citizen.
You'd be crying there in your nice car saying, hey, this guy is I'm seeing fire.
Yeah.
But
to answer the question, no, it's not okay to cheat, but the examples that we've said. And
it's okay to cheat in
it's not okay. No, it's not okay.
Guys, but you just appreciate just how complicated life is.
No, life is complicated. But what I was going to say is relationships, unions that last. And it's funny because it's kind of like what that guy said about a soulmate, where you feel like there's a greater sense of purpose for you guys being together. Right? So, and sometimes it can look wrong, but it could be, if like, okay, we need to settle in this country, right? And this is how I'm going to go about it. But our sense of purpose is ultimately we're going to be together. We're going to build our family.
It's hard.
And whatever. No, but that's what I'm saying. No, it is hard. But even take it to even like political relationships, right? The reason like your Michelle and Barack Obamas will last or your Hillary Bill Clinton will last is because them together, there's a greater sense of purpose of that union, right? So there's so many other pressures that always point them to that, even when they don't.
I hear you. I mean, but to bring that back to, because those guys, Barack Obama and Michelle have, it's a different league to us all. But for political relationships, like you're saying, when somebody is with someone to get amaphepha or to get immigration status, but they have their day one.
Yeah.
It's difficult for that because I don't know, like it'll be interesting to actually find out like how those if those relationships actually last. Because it ties in quite nicely to this other dilemma that you kind of put in here about where is it?
Okay.
Should you confess something that that happens long ago? So do you want to give the backstory of that?
Yeah. So basically, it was on the in the Daily Mail, right? So basically, this woman had been dating her husband for several years before their marriage 4 years ago. While they were dating, they were in a long distance and they went through a rough patch. He was a poor communicator. Basically, she cheated, right? But she had to give all that context that, he was a poor communicator at the time. So this is now, and then 4 years ago, they got married. They're together now in the same place. She is now pregnant with her husband's child. This is an old thing. And she's about to have the baby. But now she's apparently wrecked with guilt. And she wants to confess to her husband that, 7 years ago or whenever.
Exactly.
7 years ago, whatever. Because I feel like maybe she wants to start being a mother on a clean slate.
But Tong, what is that?
So what do you think? Should she confess?
No, she shouldn't. No, she shouldn't. And this is what I'm saying, that relationships like that are difficult. Yeah. So imagine being in a political relationship and then you are doing things with somebody. Yeah. Then all of a sudden but it's known. It's known that you are in this relationship to get this, to get whatever, you stay, whatever it is. And this person knows this. Yeah. And this woman here is saying, should I say this to my husband? The answer is no, don't. Don't say anything, because what benefit is that going to bring? Because now you're now starting to like bring up old wounds from 5 years ago, and you're now having to justify and explain the reason why I did this is because of this. It taints a relationship.
Listen, honesty is overrated.
You can't say that.
Yeah. No, because I have been in a situation where I confessed something. It wasn't to this degree. It wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't like, but that person never forgave me.
Yeah.
For forever.
Yeah.
Till this day. Like
What had you done?
so basically, did you watch the Friends? The one was like, or the one where we were on a break. Remember Rachel and Ross?
Yes.
It was that kind of situation.
Oh, so you then turned around
I
and you're
was
like,
on a
you guys were on a break.
yeah,
Or
but
were
the
you on a
person
break on
says-
your own?
Yeah, but the person
Because that's
says-
different, you
So
know. If you're on your own break and the other one isn't on a break, it's not really a break.
But then the person, yes, well, yeah, we'll see. But
Yeah, no,
I don't talk to him anymore. Or
Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't talk
tricky.
to me. So, because he would have a different version. Because I think he says we were not on a break. But I'm like, but no,
We were.
on a break.
So no, how about wines on it? What did you
No, it
do?
wasn't anything. I was really you know, and it was like silly. Like when you think about it now, it's
Mm.
just like maybe saying, oh, you know, I went out on a date with someone, or
Uh,
I kissed someone, or something, right?
or something.
No. No. So I regret like
Saying it.
no, I regret saying it because it
and do you know,
broke him, and I didn't
Yeah.
have to. I could have literally just gone on
you could have just gone to
and
and
I
had
did it to
confession.
clear my conscience.
But going, you know, until people go to confession.
Exactly.
Go and do that.
That's the thing about this admitting. People do it for their, but no,
Mm.
actually, you live with the guilt. Let the guilt stay in you. But you want to confess it so that you feel better. So that you feel
So you feel like we should own the guilt.
you should own the guilt. Take it to your grave. That's the price you should pay.
I know, but
No, but because the other option is telling the person, don't tell the person. Like, okay, if you were saying, you know, this is within the marriage, that's different.
Mm.
You don't know what he was doing wherever he
course.
was. Like,
do you know?
do
Men be keeping us in polygamous relationships that we don't know about.
not tell him. So guys, if you're listening, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Hashtag Gallons, guys. Do you want to read the godparents one maybe?
Yeah, hi Nat and Xolie. Hope you guys are well. What do you guys think of godparents? My wife and I are expecting our first, and we were talking about this. She wants her cousin and the spouse to be godparents. They're in Australia, we're in UK. I think godparents should be people who are nearby geographically and are able to build the spiritual life of the child. I had godparents growing up, and I'm still close to them till this day. My wife didn't and sees it as an accessory. He says, I think. What do you guys think? What do you think?
So I never had godparents. I understand the concept though
Mhm.
of having godparents. And yes, I have always understood it as he's saying that these are the people, you know, in case anything were to happen to the child, you know, they would step in. And also really like, don't take the God away from godparents, right? Because I think like you know, you want people that will guide your child in the ways of God,
Right.
right? But I know people nowadays, I feel like they like what he's saying, that I think his wife isn't, she almost wants to give the cousin a reverend title. Like, no, you're the godparents. But I do agree with him that I think he's taking it more seriously. But to be honest, it's one of those things. It's up to you how you guys see it as a couple. Because maybe this is not a fight that you want to. They can be godparents, but maybe you do need to think of those practical things. Like if anything were to happen to us, who are the people? You know?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think it's your guys' decision. I think you should talk it out between the two of you and come to an amicable solution.
Yeah.
Personally, godparents is just such I don't know, such an English term. Like we only ever saw godparents on TV. Growing up, I never had a godparent. I never thought about giving my child or a godparent. And I think if it's, I don't know, like where does this come from? Like where is the?
Isn't it like Catholics have? I think from memory, like Catholics have godparents. I think it's a Catholic thing.
I think it's a very white thing.
Yeah.
But do you, boo boo?
Yeah. But I think the practical concept of like you do need to think about if anything were to happen to you guys, who are the people that
Yeah, but you can
would
then
step
say
in.
that. Do they necessarily need to be God's parents? Do they
No,
necessarily
so
need
they
to
don't
be
have to be.
because then it eliminates, like, for example, if I
Yeah.
was somebody who didn't have that much of a relationship with God
Yeah.
and I was really close to you, that automatically eliminates me because I'm not going to bring up your child in a God-fearing way, just as you have put it.
Yeah,
Do you
which
know
is
what I
why
mean?
I think they see it differently.
Mm.
Like he sees it that way, where he's like, I want people that will
But
be
it-
true to what he believes
but that
godparents
is,
should be.
those are self-limiting beliefs, I believe. Because like I'm saying, this is an example. We have been friends for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm the closest person. You have a child and your child is now maybe 15 years old.
Yeah.
This child looks to me and thinks that, oh, you know what, you're the closest thing that I have to my mother.
Yeah.
Something, and you're like, okay, if anything was to happen to me, I want a godparent to look, but I'm not necessarily quote unquote God fearing.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, no, so I would not make you a godparent if you did not share
Okay.
those values.
So you'd pick
But
someone else.
That does not mean that I would not make you. Maybe I could put you as like, if anything happens to my child, my child goes to you. But whilst my child is on this earth, there is someone else who maybe will fill in that role of a godparent because they share my values and they can bring up my child in the ways of God. But I would not give you the title godparent if I did not think, like, I would not take the God away from godparent. But like I said, again, I it's not my thing, but I do kind of get where he's coming from in the in the sense that I think people now just use it as in like second parent type thing. So why don't people say that? Like people want to take God out of everything, but then when it's when it's fashionable, you just want to just put it there like a sticker. So I just think
nah, I hear you. Yeah. But yeah, good luck, guys.
So I think we'll come back. Do you think do you have time to read the inheritance one or not?
That's the inheritance one.
Yeah, or should we actually let's just next time.
Yeah, okay.
We've got another one. Apology. Yeah, if this one is yours, we will come back to it.
For sure.
We will come back to it. But yeah, guys, if you've got any comments about what we've said about any of these.
Wait. So before your thoughts on something. I know we don't have much time.
Yeah.
So recently,
yeah.
I went out on a date, right?
Yeah.
So recently, I went out on a date, right? And went to a really nice place. And I got there, guy was like, oh, you know what, have you been here before? And I was like, no, it's my first time. And he was like, oh no, this is perfect. They've got lovely food. So it's like a Japanesey kind of fishy, sushi-ish place. And got there, ordered drinks, and then the waiter comes to take our order. So I was looking at the menu. Oh, actually, sorry, they didn't even bring them. They don't bring menus out now because of COVID.
Okay.
And he was like, okay, so I would like to order whatever it is for starters. So he's like, I ordered this for starters. Starter came, and he's like, I hope we'd had a prior conversation in regards to and I said I'm not really a meat person. I prefer fish.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh no, you like this.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Waiter comes, takes that away. And then automatically he's like, okay, can I have some sea bass? Or sea bream, whatever it was. For the lady, I'll have some salmon. Do you guys still have that eggplant jus, whatever it is? Lady's like, oh yes, and like they recently changed the menu, but I think not the menu. They recently changed the recipe, but I think you'll enjoy it. I'll have some of that. I'll have some rice for the table and some broccoli. Okay. I was like, this is new. I was like, hey, I was like, I did the menu. clearly he's been there before.
Yeah.
Menu didn't come, and all the food was ordered
Yeah.
for me. I was thinking like, how would you take that? Because it's two things. For me, when he was doing it, I was like, it's very possessive. Like, at least ask me
Yeah.
what I'm doing. But then when he was doing it, I was like, no, actually, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed having that somebody making the decision, because I hate like sitting through like a menu thinking, oh, but what is good? Maybe I should try this.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I should have this or that, but I want this and this. So he took that stress away from me. It was just I found it like quite a pleasant experience.
Okay.
But it made me think that what do women in general, like, you know, is that something that you would enjoy, or is that something that is very much like, you know, taking power or taking control away from you?
I think it's the how someone does it.
Mhm.
I mean, naturally, I would want someone to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's why I don't know. Maybe he kind of misunderstood your earlier conversation where you kind of say to him, "No, I prefer fish" and stuff like that. Then maybe somewhere along the line he kind of thought that was like his go ahead. That
Right.
you know, yeah, do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think of it. So I think it will depend on the how he did it. So if he did it like in a smooth way, and come on, sometimes if you like someone, things like that,
yeah, slide.
Like actually, you'd be looking at it like, oh my god, this
It's
looks so
amazing.
sexy. Yo, this man. But
Yeah.
if you don't like him,
Like
that would
Andrew
be, yeah, that would be.
No,
Like,
when
the
you're
point of contention.
Nkulun.
But what I will say is maybe like if you were to go out again, it's just to kind of like
Gauge.
watch that, you know, is that a thing? Does he just like go off? Because it's not always, yeah. It would be a one to watch for me. Like just to, because you don't want someone to take away and like make decisions for you. But I'm saying, I don't know if it's because there was some maybe like misunderstanding where he felt like you'd given him the go ahead.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know this, but yeah, I like fish. And then he was like, okay, it means that, okay, I know like fish stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be
interesting. Well, we did promise that we'll be out there getting content for you.
Yes.
I was thinking about you guys very much.
Yeah. So we'll go on to music. I don't think we have ever a chance to go through everything. But if you're watching this on YouTube, we're gonna cut this off here because we don't need no problems with copyright.
No.
But listen to the audio to hear the music stuff.
Yeah.
So I will just start with this one.
Wait.
Okay, sorry.
So we want to kind of introduce this new segment, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what we should call it, toxicology report or something.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Toxic
skies. Yeah. Toxicology skies report or something.
Yeah.
Where we just want to break down some kind of music which we feel is, you know, we love.
Yeah.
You know those songs that you're like, oh my God, this song is amazing. And then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, but wait a minute, are they actually saying this? Are they saying like what is so there's so many songs, like we've got some in our in a library.
Yeah.
But I think maybe like we're talking about maybe at some point, if this little segment goes well, we'll kind of add it on to like have a proper episode where we kind of break down toxic songs.
And the thing is, you know, sometimes you'll be listening to a song and you'll be thinking, you know, that's why they say there's nothing new under the sun. Because someone will be, you know, expressing how you feel. Yeah. Like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm still angry at you right now. And you're like, girl, you felt that too? Like, oh, you got me out here, like, dealing with these dudes. You and me could have been together. Like, you feel me. You feel me.
You're like, you understand.
You understand.
Like, how do they do it? Like, how can you write a song and describe the way that I am feeling?
That's why nothing new is under the sun.
It's a cycle.
You'll be like,
everything's under repetitive.
Like the other day, I was listening to. Oh, okay. Anyway, you know,
what were you listening to?
Even like ABBA, Take a Chance.
Take a chance on me.
If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. And these are your thoughts that you have at 2 a.m. when
you're like, come
alone.
back to me.
When your girls are not gassing you up. You know your girls will gas you.
Yeah.
Oh, you deserve the best.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And
It's
then,
his loss.
It's his loss. Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's
It's mine too.
and then you have to be doing the whole like, oh, you know what? I'm happy. I feel
I'm-
aligned.
I'm
at
loving
peace.
me.
I was
I'm
watching-
loving
I
me
was
at the
watching
moment.
a live with I was saying with like this celebrity. She was saying, oh, you know, I'm at peace. You know,
I
I'm
won't
so
lie.
happy. And I'm like, no, sis.
No, you're not.
This shit is sad.
Miserable. It's like you just go through the emotions and then you listen to something and this person will just be like,
Yeah.
wow. And
Yeah.
then you start going through the emotions of, okay, but if we can't be like this song,
Okay,
if we
okay.
can't be
YouTube
together.
people like we're going. Okay, so let's play the song because we have to go. So
Yeah.
we'll stop it and see. I think. Oh, hold on.